like what Beth said, everybody's journey is different, and their life experience is different. And so for me, becoming involved in politics and eventually becoming an MP wasn't anything I planned at all, but it just developed over time. I grew up and lived in Jarrow in a very loving family with 4 siblings. Had a happy childhood. We didn't have an awful lot of money, but I guess the things I remember mostly were, I think the whole activities of my life at that point were doing Irish dancing and going to church. That was it. But anyway, both of those things helped me to become who I am. And my dad worked in the shipyards, and he was made redundant a couple of times, and I think that had a huge effect on me, seeing him thrown onto the scrap heap, if you like. And I left school and went on a YTS scheme, and I joined the union there, but then I was made redundant as well. And at that time as well, I was part of an organisation, a young workers organisation, which it formed young people to look at their surroundings, look at their realities of life and the realities of the people around you, and analyse it and then take some sort of action to bring about a more just society, to bring about dignity at work. And that really formed my politics at that point in my life. But then I went on and I got married, and I had a very premature baby, Maria. So at the age of 21, I was a mother, and Maria was very severely disabled because she was premature. So I was thrown into being a carer as well. And I guess that also politicised me because of the circumstances in which Maria was born during Margaret Thatcher's reign of the NHS, where equipment was very, very short, and there wasn't a ventilator there for a newborn premature baby, and I waited 3.5 hours to find one, and travelled around the northeast trying to find a ventilator. Maria was eventually born, but it wasn't until 10 months later that she was diagnosed with brain damage. And so from the age of 21 just until a few years ago, I was a carer for Maria. And so although I was a member of a union, I found it difficult really in the union to find my place, not being in paid work. It was what is my place in a trade union? And also I think that would, for a lot of people who have childcare responsibilities as well, or other caring responsibilities, what is their role in the trade union if they're not in paid work and aren't able to make meetings, etc. Then I became when I had three kids I had under the age of 3, but then later on I became a mature student and went to university and studied industrial relations, globalisation, employment law, those things. Absolutely loved it. And then I got a part-time job working in the Council for Voluntary Service with Durham CVS. Obviously being a carer as well, I was only really able to look at part-time flexible work, but at least it was a job that I wanted to do. And at the same time, in 2006, I became a local parish councillor. I'd actually put my name down because they needed someone's name down and said I wouldn't get elected, but I did. So that wasn't very good because I hadn't really wanted to be a councillor. But after that, I went on to be a Gateshead councillor. Thought I was quite good at it and thought I was representative, being a carer, a woman, a working class woman, a mother, that I'm quite representative of the people around me. And I realised then as well that there was only, on the cabinet, there were only 2 women out of 10 on the cabinet. So I again applied to become a cabinet member and was fortunate enough to get on the cabinet up until just last year. And then I was made redundant in 2013 from my job. And I concentrated on just looking after Maria. And then Maria died in 2015. And obviously that's been an extremely, extremely difficult time. And in a way, she's sort of spurred me on to then thinking, what do I do with the rest of my life? I'd been encouraged by a number of people to become an MP over the years, but I didn't have the desire to do it or have the confidence and also I wanted to be there for Maria. So I stood for Bladen at the same time as Laura in that snap general election, but I wasn't successful there. And so I done a little bit of work for Stephen Hepburn, worked as a parliamentary assistant. And when the Durham seat came along, when Roberta was said she was retired, I just thought, well, why not throw my ring in the hat? I think I've got a lot of experience representing people for over 13 years, and I'd worked in Durham with the CVS, and just more confident about my ability. And again, as she said, looking at some of the other people around at the time, especially the men, you think, oh my goodness, of course I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it even better. So I let Unite know that I'd put in my application, and they helped me with my selection campaign and my election campaign, and the rest is history, I think.